Huawei Mobile Philippines has decided to make the affordable smartphone market even more exciting. The company has recently introduced this device, the Huawei Y7p, a budget phone with a punch hole display. Currently, I believe there are only two phones in the sub 10,000 pesos range that has this feature. So, without any further ado, let's unbox it. Hi, this is Peter of GIZGUIDEPH and this is the Huawei Y7p. So now let's check the packaging. As you can see here, it shows that the phone has a punch hole display and the big Huawei Y7p logo here. And on the side, another Huawei logo. Here you see the configuration. So I'll be getting the 64 gigs version with 4 gigs of RAM with midnight black colorway. I believe there are two color options of this device right now. I forgot the other one. We will find out more about it soon. Since we have it in advance, of course we will unbox it. And as you can see, the first thing that we saw is the plastic case. So obviously, since this is a review unit, it is not for sale. But I will remove that sticker because later I will take a photo photos of this phone using my camera for my blog. And then that's the phone. Next is, we saw that wow, it has a case inside. Then the SIM ejector pin here, SIM ejector tool. This is the thing that you will use to open the SIM tray of this device. So it is located on the left side of the phone. So once opened, there you go. Oh, it has a triple slot, and that is something that I appreciate always, and that's nice. Next is we get this. This is the case. So I like that it has a TPU clear case. Let's see if it will fit the phone. Of course, obviously it will fit the phone very well, and having an extra case is always a good plus for me. Now I want to see if it has a screen protector pre-installed as well. Yes, it has. See these lines? It has a pre-installed screen protector. So once you buy this phone, there's no need to buy an extra screen protector or a case, or unless you want a better case or a better screen protector. That's the only time that I will advise you to get a case. Next is what else? There's nothing left here, so you'll be checking this thing. I will be surprised if it has USB-C, and it don't have USB-C. It only has the regular micro USB pin. That's a bit disappointing, but again, considering the price of this phone, remember this is just 10,000 pesos or 9,990 pesos with freebies. I just forgot what freebies they will give, but anyway, this is a budget phone. There's not much to complain about it. It's a budget phone. Next is we get this charger. I think this is a 5 volts 2 amps charger. What does that mean? It has a 10 watts output. 10 watts is obviously not super fast, but I still consider it as quite fast compared to the 5 watts from Apple. Next is I will give my impressions of this phone out of the box. In terms of build and design, it reminds me of 2019 Huawei mid-range phones. At the back, it says here that it has a 48MP triple camera setup. You can also see that it has a fingerprint scanner here, and the frame is made out of plastic. The back, I don't really know if it is plastic or glass for now. I will find that out soon, but my initial impressions is it feels glass, and it reminds me of the material that Huawei used with the Huawei Y9s, and Huawei Y9s is glass. So there is a good chance that this is really glass. I like the midnight black version, although there is also a variant. I think it is blue. It is a blue version. I forgot the exact name of the color. And most likely the build and materials will be the same as well, obviously. So in front, this is the highlight of the device. The phone has a 6.38-inch panel that's considered as large. And look at this, it has a punch hole here. So this is a very rare phone with a punch hole for the price. As mentioned earlier, I only know two phones with punch hole under 10,000 pesos. The other one is from Infinix, and the other one is here from Huawei. And the specs of this Huawei phone is obviously better than that one. Personally, maybe I would really go for this if I want a phone on a budget that has the punch hole display. Now let's talk about the specs of the phone. In front, as mentioned earlier, it has a 6.38-inch panel. That 6.38-inch panel, as you can see here, is not that crisp. Why? It is only using an HD plus resolution, not full HD plus, but that is understandable for a phone priced at 9,990 pesos. What's more important for me are the internals of this device. Number one, it has the 12 nanometer Kirin 710F chipset. Kirin 710F is the chip that is better than Kirin 710, and since it has that type of chip, as you can see here, consider this as a pretty fast phone for the price. If I can remember correctly, the Kirin 710F, this one is on par with the Snapdragon 665 and the Helio P65 by MediaTek. Although it is a bit lagging in the GPU department, as it is still using the Mali G51MP4 GPU, but when it comes to speed, there are very few phones that can match the performance of this device inside. The other thing that I like here is Huawei didn't skimp on the RAM and storage part. This one has 4 gigs of RAM. 4 gigs of RAM, you can let you do a lot of multitasking. It can let you open a lot of apps with ease, and it will allow you to enjoy your phone more, as it won't really lag that much. Next is it has 64 gigs of storage, and if you saw the unboxing part earlier, it has a triple card slot. That means that it has a dedicated micro SD card that you can put to expand the storage of your phone. The 64 gigs of storage is for me more than enough to install most of the basic apps, even add some games, and maybe even put your personal videos here and movies. That's sufficient. 64 gigs is sufficient, and as mentioned, it has an expandable storage, so it won't really be much of a problem for me. Powering this phone is a 4,000 milliamperes battery. 4,000 milliamperes of battery, that's bigger than the usual 3,500, 3,000 mAh. This one is more than enough for a day of usage. Most won't need to charge this phone all the time since it has large battery capacity. The only downside for me is Huawei use an older type of micro USB port here. That means that the file transfer speed won't be as fast as Huawei USB-C phones. It's a minor downside for me. And what's good is it retained the 3.5mm headphone port. So if you still, it retained the 3.5mm headphone port. So if you still want to use your wired earphones instead of wireless earphones like this, that is a huge plus. In terms of cameras, as mentioned, it has a 48MP primary sensor, and then you get an ultra wide camera at 8MP, and then you get a 2MP camera for depth. In front, It is an 8MP snapper, this thing here, and I will show you camera samples, of course, in this video as well, right after I speak. For software, it runs with Android 9.1 OS with EMUI 9.1, and interestingly, this is the first Huawei phone with Kirin 710F that doesn't load with Google Mobile Services out of the box. Instead, you will get the Huawei App Gallery. This is Huawei's own app store, and they're really ramping this up. They're really trying to make the HMS better, but I just find it weird that this phone doesn't have GMS since it is still using the older Kirin 710F chipset. That chip is supposedly still okay, still not affected by the Huawei China and US situation. But I won't really complain that much because it has a lot of workarounds. I've been using the Huawei Mate 30 Pro for more than 4 months now, and I'm not missing so much because I have installed all of the apps that I needed. But you will need a bit more time compared to the phones with GMS. So maybe I will do a tutorial again on how to install Google if you want to install Google on this. But for me, I can survive even without that. I can just use the app gallery, the ever-growing app gallery of Huawei, and then I will use the browser to download other APKs that I need. My quick thoughts initially, this phone is great for those who are looking for an affordable smartphone with great design, great specs, powerful cameras under 10,000 pesos. This phone is also quite unique for the price as it is one of the very rare with a punch hole display. Again, remember, not everyone has this punch hole type of screen under 10,000 pesos, and that is the main selling point of this phone. Aside from its more than capable specs that can compete very well even with the best at this price point. So guys, that's it. I hope you like our quick impressions and unboxing of the new Huawei Y7p. Please like and subscribe, leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.